All right, today's call is going to be about confidence anchors for selling high ticket outdoor living jobs. This is going to be a really interesting call for those of you who are struggling to close deals, especially in this time of the year, right? Like Q4, things start to slow down. But not importantly, like just Q4, selling in general requires a certain type of skill. So, despite the fact that you have great online presence, you've got great reviews, but if you don't show up to every single sales appointment with a certain attitude, certain energy, a body language, your tonality, chances are you will end up losing that deal. And that's exactly what today's call is about. And I did not put together this entire presentation. This is actually from our pattern that I've noticed from our best selling clients, clients who make millions of dollars every single year through our advertising campaign. Essentially doing interviews, talking to a lot of people, and with my little bit of sales background that I have, these are the little techniques that I found out to be the most valuable in selling high ticket projects. Okay. So if you are in a competitive market, like for example, Houston, Austin, LA, Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, Miami area, San Antonio. This is going to be really important for you to actually understand what it comes down to is confidence anchors. How are you confident selling your business, your services, yourself to your potential, to your ideal customers? Because at the end of the day, if you don't show up with confidence, guess what? You're going to end up losing that deal. Sales is all about transference of energy. So the emotions, the energy that you bring in to that sales consult is what's going to determine if you're going to actually make a sale or not. Okay. What exactly is confidence anchors? Okay. So confident anchors are psychological techniques that you can use in your sales consult to instill a sense of certainty, reliability, and trust in your customers during your sales process. So, what does that even mean? Okay. So, you as a customers, when they're spending money over 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, they're skeptical. They don't want to spend that kind of money on just a random contractor who is, does not have a license and they're just, subbing everything out. They want to make sure they're making the best decision for their family, right? So the confidence anchor involves using your body language, your tonality, and your language to anchor your customer's confidence that you are the right company, you are the right person for this job. And this helps them make that decision to move forward with your company. That's exactly what this is. So essentially, I'm going to give you some frameworks, some examples on how you can use confidence anchors in your sales console right after this call. Okay. So let's start off with these anchors helps you as a contractor frame your company as the best choice, builds trust, and ultimately will help you close more jobs, more high ticket sales for your business. Whether you're a pool contractor, I don't care if you're a hardscape contractor, remodeling, you do bathroom, kitchen remodeling, whatever type of services that you guys have, just by framing your sales conversations with confidence will help you close more deals. And I'll prove it to you in this presentation. So why should you, first of all, use confidence anchors in your sales? So let's talk about that. I think my mic just broke. There we go. So most customers, like I said earlier, making large purchases like outdoor living projects, pools, patios, any major renovation, bathroom, kitchen remodeling, they're nervous. Okay. They've been flooded with ads on Facebook, social media, Google ads. They don't want to just go with a random person. Okay. Despite the fact that you have a lot of results, testimonials, you've done a lot of projects in the past, they don't know that. Okay. People buy from people at the end of the day, period. So you have to present yourself in a way that you are the best of the best in what you do. They're nervous. They are unsure about spending a large sum of money. For some people, 80,000, 100,000 is a lot of money, okay? And think about it. How many people have like 80,000 laying down in their back pocket? Not a lot of people, especially in today's economy. So you have to position your company, yourself as the absolute best in what you guys do. And this is why confidence anchoring is so important. So how does it, how does it, how does confidence anchor impact your customer? Let's talk about that first, and then we'll talk about how does it impact you as a contractor. First of all, confidence anchors helps you, your customers, reduce anxiety, decision anxiety. Okay. Customers, they want reassurance that they are making the right decision. They're always going to be uncertain. Like, which company should we move forward with? Is it this one? They have good reviews. Oh, this person, I saw a lot of projects online. This person's charging a lot of money. But if you have the right energy, right body language, right tonality in your sales console, I promise you, you will help your customers lose that decision anxiety. Number two, which is really important, is boosting that perceived value. Customers want to see you as a trusted authority, which makes them believe in the value that you will bring in. A lot of contractors, and I've noticed this in the industry, the best of the best, they use this framework. They're always positioning themselves as a trusted source. They're positioning some as well as like they're gonna bring so much value to their home. But the smaller guys don't understand like sales is transfer of energy. So you have to make sure your customers understand the perceived value that you will bring in for them. Number three, build trust. Really important. Customers want to feel more comfortable and confident in you, leading them to quicker and more frequent closes. So if they're not confident, if you walk out of a sales consult and a customer's like, I need to think about it, I'm just shopping around, all that means is customer and you guys did not have a good enough conversation. There was not a big enough gap. They were not sold on you as a contractor, and you want to own that 100%. And you want to take this confidence anchor and go back to doing your sales console so you can improve your sales. Okay, so they want to feel more confident, they want to be more comfortable, leading to quicker and more frequent closes. So last thing, what does that do is confidence, it's contagious. Okay. So the energy you bring in, it's contagious. When you express yourself with confidence, what's that gonna do? Customers are more likely going to say yes to you. Man, this guy's confidence. I love the energy that he brought in. He really provided me the value and he answered all my questions that I had asked. And he shows me really that he can actually get this job done in a timely manner. Okay. So once you do that in your sales console, guess what? You're building that certainty in your clients. They trust you, they're going to see you as a credible source, and they're going to want to work with you. Okay. So how do confidence anchor benefit you as a contractor? Okay. So let's all face it, we're not born with sales skills. Okay. Just period. Especially contractors. Like you guys are good at building pools, hardscapes, patios, remodeling projects. That's what you guys are good at. And whether you guys got it, it was a family business, you bought the company, you started your own company. We're entrepreneurs, okay? We're business owners. And most importantly, you guys are really good at one thing, which is designing badass backyards. So most contractors do lack the polished sales skills, especially when it comes to high ticket projects. I hear this all the time, like, "Hey, Syed, I want to sell these $100,000 projects, these $150,000 projects." But their entire social media is showing like smaller tier, $50 to $80,000 projects. And I always ask them like, hey, what you put out on social media is the type of clientele you will attract. So if you fix that problem, let's say hypothetically, you put on great high-end turnkey projects on social media, but you lack the skills to sell someone that you are the right contractor. You don't have that confidence to sell. You're never gonna get that sale, period. Okay. So This is why confidence anchor will help you close more deals. So how does it help you as a contractor? Number one, communicate with authority. So customers trust confident professionals. That's number one. Number two, reduces sales hesitancy, any type of frictions. Customers are less likely to delay decision making. The only reason customers delay decision is because they want to make sure they make the right decision, whether it's through talking to other people, other contractors, shopping around. That's likely why they delay the decision. But if you help them make that decision confidently, I promise you, you're going to end up closing that deal. Which brings me to the next point, increase your sales close rate. So confidence anchoring will help you close more pools, patios, kitchen remodeling, all of these, because they require trust and certainty from both sides. Just like how you're qualifying that if this is the right type of clientele I want to work with, right type of homeowner, they're qualifying you equally. Is this the right type of contractor that they want to work with? Is he legit? Is he trustworthy? Can he get the job done or not? So it's equal. It's both sides. It can be just one-sided qualification. Last thing, overcoming objection. If you lead your sales consult with confidence and by framing your conversation in a way where they feel certain, you're not going to get price, time, trust-based objection. The only reason you're getting all of these objections is because you did not have confidence in your sales console. You did not actually provide the value that the customer is looking for from a contractor. So that's exactly why you get these objections. And we're going to talk about how to handle objections as well, by the way. So now that I've showed you what is confidence anchoring, how does it benefit you, how does it benefit the customer, let's talk about how do we actually use it in a sales console, right? Like we all want to use it, we all want to make money, right? We all want to close more jobs. So let's talk about how can you use confidence anchors in your sales console. So number one, set the stage with authority. As soon as you walk into customers' door, as soon as you walk into someone's property, make sure you start the conversation from authority frame. Okay. And I'll give you an example. It's important to start that conversation from a position of strength. You must establish yourself as an expert early in the console. If you come off as nervous, if you come off as shy, not carrying yourself, in a professional manner, customers aren't going to sense that, and you lose that sale right away. Okay, we've all heard it. First impression is the last impression, and that is true, especially with sales. So carry yourself as an expert. Carry yourself as you are the authority figure. So what do you need to do? When you're talking to your customer, the first time you're meeting them, you had an appointment on your calendar, you try to give an estimate. It doesn't matter if it's Facebook ads, Google ads, referrals, word of mouth. Doesn't matter. This is how you want to set the frame with an authority frame. So you might want to write it down. If you want to take a picture of it, go ahead and do it. Hi, John. It's great meeting you. By the way, you've got a beautiful property. I just want to give you a little bit of background about me. I've been in the industry for about 20 years, and during this time, I've helped dozens of homeowners just like yourself transform their outdoor living space into beautiful, functional areas. So families can actually spend more time together. But just out of curiosity, what do you envision for your backyard? You guys, you see what I did there? First of all, I complimented his property. Okay. Second of all, I told him how many years I've been in the industry. Third, what I told him was like, you're not the first person I'm working with. I've done projects like these before. Okay. And I'm asking him a question like, what do you envision for your backyard? Like, what are you thinking about? What do you want to get? So that helps you position yourself as an authority figure, number one, because you told him how many years you've been in the industry. Number two, you already told them I've done what you're wanting to do. I've done these projects in the past. So expertise, past successes, the contractor is anchoring confidence that they have been there, done that, and can do the same for the current prospect. So this is how you set the stage with authority as soon as you walk into a sales console. Start off with introducing yourself, back it up by how many years you've been doing this for. You work with homeowners just like them, and you're excited to work with them. ask them a question about what do they envision for their backyard. That's how you set the stage with authority. That's number one. Step number two is use future pacing to build trust. Again, not a lot of contractors do this, and I kid you not. I've only seen the most successful contractors actually really understand how to future pace their conversation. So, what do I actually mean by future pacing? Let's talk about that. Future pacing involves walking the customer through what the outcome will be after they choose you as the company, after they choose you as a contractor, but make sure you use clear and confident language when you are having this conversation. So, what's an example of future pacing? Let's talk about that. So, essentially, you're painting a picture for the customer. You're literally giving them like a dream, like, hey, imagine 6 months later, you're sitting here, this is what you're doing. Um, how does that make you feel? You're future pacing them that they're gonna work with you, and this is what is gonna happen in the future. So you as a contractor, this is how you want to future pace this. Picture this, John. By the end of the summer, you'll be sitting in your custom design pool with your family and friends, enjoying this space you've always dreamed of. Now, we'll take care of everything from design and execution, and we're actually known for staying on schedule. That is because we make this process as seamless as possible for you. So, what is that doing? So, this technique, it builds a vision in the customer's mind, right? Like they've been thinking about this, getting this project, whether it's a pool, patio, outdoor kitchen, whatever it is. They've been thinking about it. So, you're painting that picture that what does a future success looks like, and how is that future success tied to you, which is your contractor's work. Okay. uh, it's presented with certainty, giving the customer the confidence to move forward. You're giving them a dream that, hey, I can make this dream come true when I get this project done. 6 months later, you're going to be chilling here, we'll take care of everything. Now the customer is feeling confident. He's like, this is exactly what I wanted. I was unsure like what's going to happen in my backyard. I was unsure like, hey, who's going to take care of permits? Who's going to do this? But looks like this guy is actually going to take care of everything. I don't have to worry about it. So you're giving them the confidence by future pacing how you as a contractor will make their dream into reality. So that is how you future pace to build trust. Number three, again, not a lot of contractors do this, which is use data and experience to enforce your credibility. People want to work with experienced contractor. They want to work with someone who's credible, trustworthy, is reliable, right? So they need those concrete evidence to back up the claims. Okay, they want the concrete evidence because numbers. If you back up your credibility by numbers, like, hey, we are an award-winning contractor locally here. We've been in the industry for X amount of time. We've done X amount of projects in X amount of years. Things like that builds your credibility. So make sure you actually go over that data with your customers. Whether you have it on your website, whether you have it on your Instagram, it doesn't matter. Go over that in your sales console. So anchoring confidence through experience and metrics show that the contractor has done this project successfully for others many, many times. That's essentially what it tells. Okay. So here is an example that if you guys want to take a screenshot of it, that's fine. In the last year alone, we've completed over 30 high-end outdoor living space with an average project size of 50,000 plus. That said, most of the clientele that we work with, John, see a significant return on their investment, not just in the lifetime improvement, but also in home value. And we're actually proud to say that 90% of the clients that have referred us to their neighbors. So there's three things that's happening here that you guys are doing. Number one, you're telling them how many jobs that you've done just like what they're wanting last year alone, 30. Okay. You're also pre-framing them on what the average job size is that you usually take on, 50,000. If you're doing a pool, whatever, put 100,000, 70, whatever your average job size is. Be honest about it and then talk about it. So you haven't mentioned anything about the price yet, but you're planting that seed that this is what an average project size you work with. Okay. Third thing what you're doing is you're talking about most of the clientele that you work with. So you're making yourself exclusive. Like, hey, we work with a certain type of clientele that spend X amount of money. Okay. And then fourth thing what you're doing is you're telling them, hey, those clientele didn't just see like lifestyle improvement, but actually their property value went up. And last thing is that most of the clientele, we do such a good job that they send us more referrals, period, in their neighbors. So backing up your credibility by data and experience will build more trust and make you as a trusted source. So these numbers will help you, like I said earlier, experience reliability and the quality of the work that you've done in the past. So those were the first three. Let's go over the fourth one. Let me drink some water. All right. This one's really important. Confidence in price presentation. Now, it's actually something that I think a lot of us struggle with is like discussing price. You know, when it comes down to price, like, man, I don't know if he's gonna buy it. I'm gonna get some objection. This seems like a tire kicker or whatever, right? So you feel uncomfortable talking about pricing. So, and that is natural, right? But if you want to take on bigger jobs, you have to normalize talking about bigger pricing, period. You know, if you've been doing $80,000 jobs all for the last 10 years and now you're like, hey, I want those big jobs. I want to work with a certain type of clientele. Normalize in your head big numbers, 200,000, 300,000. So don't be afraid to talk about big numbers. Be confident. If you talk about big numbers with fear, anxiety, your customers are going to sense that in your sales console. So be confident when you're presenting big numbers. That's number one. And number two, this is an opportunity for you to demonstrate value over price. Okay? There's a difference between cost and investment. A cost for a customer is an expense. Okay. So if you present that price as a cost, this is how much it's going to cost you. They're going to think of it as an expense. But if you frame that pricing as an investment, they're going to want to look at as what is my return? If I'm putting this amount of money, what am I getting in return? And I'll show you how to frame that. So a lot of you guys just present the price of your services as a cost, which is, oh, this is how much ballpark you're looking at. This is how much it's going to cost you. Versus if you frame it as an investment, I promise you, your conversation is going to be a lot different that you're having now. So how do we talk about that? So here we go. When you're talking about pricing with your customers, think of it as an investment for them, which is an investment essentially. So, John, the total investment for this project is going to be $80,000. Now, this will cover everything from initial design to permits and the last detail of the install. And I can confidently say that once it's completed, you're going to be looking at a $150,000 increase in the overall value of your home, not to mention the years of enjoyment with your family. So you did two things here. You did tell them what the investment is, okay? Just tell them as normally as possible. Yeah, the investment's going to be about $80,000, but we'll cover everything for you. But the return on this is $150,000 increase in the overall value of your home, not to mention the quality time, lifestyle upgrade, blah, 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 all that stuff. So essentially, presenting price as an investment with a clear value return anchors the customer's confidence that they're making a smart decision. Customers don't want expenses. They want to make investment, that they're smart. Hey, if I do this, I get a return out of it. You know, everything is an investment in life. So people don't want to make stupid decisions. They don't want to make dumb decisions. So you have to frame your conversation in a way where they make it seem like it is a smart decision for them. So you present your pricing with number one, no hesitation, making it sound reasonable and aligning with project's value that you'll bring in. I promise you, your conversation is going to be different. If you keep talking about this is how much it's going to cost you, they're going to look at it as an expense. Talk about investment. They're getting a pool, it's an emotional thing. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. All right, let's talk about objection handling with confidence. Now, this is, I'm just giving you one example because this is a very, very common example, which is mostly about pricing. Okay, a lot of you get objections about, oh, this is a lot of money. And contractors would respond back, yeah, this is what we charge. Labor's gone up, supply and demand. We last year labor cost was less. Now things have gone up. This is how you handle it. So what you're doing is you're justifying your pricing. Why do you need to justify your prices? If that's what you charge, that's what you charge, right? At the end of the day, they are the one who wants this project done. So why are you justifying your pricing? It should be the other way around. They should be the one justifying, yeah, we want to get this done now. So check this out, how we flip the script over to the customer. Number one, customer says, man, it's a lot of money. I'm not really sure if it's even worth it to get this. Instead of you talking about, man, this is what we charge. Things have gone up this year, inflation and everything. No, don't do that. Stop right there. Acknowledge that it is a lot of money for them. Acknowledge that. Okay, but also ask a question. Dude, I completely get it how you feel that way. When you say it's a lot of money, what exactly do you mean? Even though you know what exactly do you mean, you still want to ask that to the customer. And why is that? Customers sometimes want to say it's a lot of money, but maybe in the back of their mind, they have a trust issue. Maybe they don't trust you. Maybe they don't trust that this is the right decision. So that is an opportunity for you to handle that objection in your sales consult instead of you justifying your price. I completely get it, John, how you might feel that way. When you say it's a lot of money, what do you mean by that exactly? John's going to be like, it just feels like a big investment, man. I'm not really sure if it's justified for a pool. Okay. Here's a contract. You want to acknowledge, he gave you an answer. Acknowledge that. That makes sense. Can I ask how important is it for you to have a space where your family can relax and kind of enjoy a good time, especially during warmer months? You're asking a legit question here. You took that conversation from money and you're talking about how important is this project for you. That's essentially what you're asking. It was about, hey man, this is a lot. Now you're asking how important is this project for you? Customer is going to be like, it's very important, man. We've been talking about this for quite some time, 6 months, a year. I got you. So if you could have a space with your family, you could spend some quality time without having to worry about any maintenance issues for decades. Do you think that would be something you would be ready to move forward with? So what you're saying is like, hey, if we took care of everything, maintenance, we build a pool, get you up and ready before the summer, is that something you would be ready to move forward with? Customer's gonna be like, yeah, man, that's exactly what I'm looking for. So the objection was not the money. It was, is this a right decision? Can I trust you to get this job done? It was not about the money. So now you can say something like, man, that's exactly what we specialize in. So by the way, John, what you're investing in is not just a pool. It's actually a lifestyle upgrade. It's going to be a place where your family can create memories. Not only that, you're also going to see a significant improvement in the overall value of your property, John. So let me ask you this. I've actually seen a lot of customers who've had the same hesitation, but after seeing their value of their property go up, they knew they made the right decision. So you flip the script from how much does it cost, a lot of money, to how important is it for you? And they're like, it is a lot, it is important to me. And then now you're acknowledging and saying, hey, you're not the first person to have this hesitation. A lot of people thought it was a lot of money, but once they got this project done, they saw an increase in value of their property. And not only that, the emotional benefit, their family was happy. They upgraded their lifestyle. So handle the financial investment with an emotional benefit. Handle the financial investments objection with the emotional benefit. What is the customer going to say? I guess that makes sense. You can say, so if you were waiting and not moving forward with this project, how would that impact your plans to upgrade your outdoor space and create that family area? So what you're essentially asking now is what would happen if you don't get this project? Okay. Now the customer is going to justify why they want this project now. Really important. Now they're selling themselves to you that I want this project now. We flip the script from money all the way to them saying, yeah, this is why I want it now. So they're saying, man, we're just going to be waiting more without having that space we really want. So what you can't say now is exactly, we've seen customers enjoy the space for decades, also increasing the value of their property. Not only the immediate enjoyment. So now, John, we take pride in delivering, making sure you get the best product installed with your pool that will pay off both emotionally and financially. So it was about the trust. The objection was never about the money. It was about the trust. It was them wanting to make the right decision. But just because you had the confidence to ask the right questions to get them open up, you were able to handle their financial objection with emotional benefit, is what you did here. So this response not only acknowledges customers' objection, but as also uses the neuro-emotional persuasion questioning to dig deeper into their emotional motivation. Like, why do they want this project? You know, what happens if they don't get this project now? So that financial angle now is being justified with the emotions that are attached with their project. And the emotional benefit is family time, lifetime, lifestyle, value, home value. So you can use that emotional angle to solve their financial investments objection. Okay. This will neutralize the conversation instead of you justifying why you charge more money. So the use of probing questions, you know how I asked that question earlier, like, hey, just out of curiosity, if you don't get this project now, how does that impact your lifestyle? That is called probing question. So it essentially ensures that you frame the project as more than just a financial cost. And I told you this, guys, earlier, cost and investment, there's a difference. If you frame your conversation as cost, they're going to look at it as an expense. But if you frame it as an investment, they look at it as an upgrade, a return on their money, whether it's emotional or financial return. All right, step number 6. Quit asking if customers want to move forward. Okay, quit asking them. You're having them make another decision that they don't want to make. Assume the sale is closed. Assume that. So what does that mean? Step number 6, close with confidence. So when you're at the end of the sales console, it's important to assume the sale by positioning the decision as the natural next step. If you've answered all your questions, they don't have any more questions. They acknowledge that this is the price, this is the exact project I'm looking for. Assume that you're working on that project. Just assume that. Period. If you ask them like, hey, are you ready to move forward? You're creating a friction. You're having them make another decision. So it's all about helping them make that decision. So that way you can get that job. So how do you do that? Yeah, man. So our next step is to get everything in writing and get you on the schedule. We're ready for this project whenever you are. And we found that actually starting sooner rather than later actually helps ensure everything is ready by the summer. So what you're saying is like, yeah, we're ready. So next step is just kind of get you on the schedule. And the sooner we get it, the sooner you're going to be swimming by summer. And now there's not going to be an objection. We're going to wait. We're going to think about it. Why? Because earlier you already asked them, why do they want this project now? What happens if they don't get it? So now they're like, oh yeah, I guess we're doing this. You're assuming the sale And the next logical step is signing the contract, get the deposit, and get the job lined up. Boom. That's it. You just close that deal right here. But you got to do all of these 6 steps with confidence. If you don't do it, if you don't bring that confident energy on your sales appointment, you're going to lose that job, period. So instead of asking customers if they want to move forward, just assume it. This pushes the clients towards a decision and reduce hesitation. Now, last thing, I want to go over confidence anchor for specific scenarios because I know not every single person on this call and from our YouTube channel or Facebook group, they do pools and patios. Some are remodeling contractors too. So I kind of want to give them some pointers. So if you build pools or if you do any type of outdoor living space projects, your confidence anchors or your sales conversation should always and always be about the customer. What's in it for them? How does that improve the quality of their life? How does that improve their financial situation? It's all about them. It has nothing to do with you. It's all about them. So focus on how this project will improve their lifestyle and the property value. Okay, here's an example. You can screenshot. I'm not going to read it. Number 2, if you do bathroom remodeling, what do you need to focus on? It's not about you. It's about the customer. It's about putting an emphasis on convenience, comfort, modern upgrades. When do people get a bathroom remodel? When it's old, right? It's old, rusty, it smells bad. All right, let's get something comfortable. Let's get something sleek, modern. You know what I mean? It's all about how does that improve the quality of their life? That's number 2. Number 3, we're going to talk about is kitchen remodeling. Kitchen remodeling, how does that impact their family? They get to spend more time with their families. Family gatherings are going to happen. They're going to have parties. And when they do resell the house, well, the value of the property is going to go up because, families, wives, moms, they look at the kitchen. They're like, oh, wow, this is a beautiful kitchen. I love this property. The value goes up. So it's all about how does that impact their financial and the quality of their life. So just a quick recap on everything what we discussed today. Confidence anchors helps you as a contractor close more sales by creating a sense of trust, authority, and reliability. And it also helps reduce decision of anxiety from customers when they're making a high ticket purchase. Okay. How do you use that? Number 1, and we've already talked about all of this. Establish trust, establish yourself as an expert early in the conversation. I've been in the industry for X amount of time. This is what we do, blah, blah, blah. Future pace and paint a picture of what success will look like, what their dream project will look like when they decide to work with you. How can you make that dream a reality? Backup claims with data and experience to build credibility. How many years you've been experience, how many projects you've done just like theirs, X amount of time. Number 4, present pricing with certainty as an investment, not a cost. Really important. Handle objections with calm and confidence reassurance. When we talked about that objection handling, we didn't just kind of, defend our pricing. We really acknowledge where they're coming from, ask them some more open-ended question, and handle their financial objection with how it's tied to emotional benefit. And lastly, close the deal by assuming the next steps. If they don't have questions, this is what they want to do. Just assume it's a closed deal, leading you to take on that project. That was it for our call today, guys. I hope this was valuable for you. This presentation is going to be in our course area. If anybody needs access to this presentation, you can reach out to your account manager. For anybody watching on YouTube and Facebook, I'll drop a link below the video. You guys can grab it from there. Other than that, I want to take 30 seconds, see if anybody has any questions. If not, we'll go ahead and wrap it up.